And then we've got the daily schedule. Oh my gosh, Stacey, I can't see myself keeping track of these things on a daily basis, like on an hourly basis. You've got to be kidding me. No, I'm not kidding you. Hector Lamarck is somebody that was a mentor very early on in my MLM days, and it was about learning some of these techniques that winners did. And one of the phrases that he had, and I had it on my voicemail for a very long time, was I must do the most productive thing possible at every given minute. And I really said, yeah, whatever. That's like too much. But what it caused me to do is that when I had a decision or I was given a choice or I was offered an opportunity to go somewhere with someone, then I had to think about that thing as, is this taking me away from my goal, further away from my goals, or is it in alignment with it? It'll bring me closer. Meaning, it's not that I shouldn't go out to lunch, but do I need to relax? Let's go with some win components about it. Have I not eaten, right? Which I need to eat. Is it going to allow me to relax? Are the people that I'm going with going to put more energy into me or otherwise? Is this an opportunity to network and possibly meet some people, or to get to know some of the people that are going, or the person I'm going with, on a more personal level, increasing that know, like, and trust, giving myself an opportunity to be vulnerable, to be honest, to share what it is that I do, because sometimes we don't. Is that opportunity there? Or is it really that I'm running away from the work, that I'm using avoidance, that I will be out too long, that I maybe should just eat and not have beverage with it? All of those things. It made me think more about the things that I was doing on a daily basis, and even within my day. Is laying in the bed a little bit longer right now what I need because I should rest because my body's saying it needs to? Or am I now being at the point where I'm, again, avoiding making that phone call, calling that prospect, taking the car to the service station, whatever it is? It caused me to ask myself questions. And then this is a little bit smaller, but I will say, when you've got your copy and hopefully you're following along, things to do are listed here. And I know I jumped to the center, but this is what most people focus on every day is, what are my things that I need to do? I get it. Put those things in here. Fine. But let's look at starting each day out with an affirmation. We have those main affirmations at the beginning. And so picking 2, 3, 5 of those to focus on. We're doing this over a 90-day period. Maybe certain ones we're going to apply on certain days of the week because there are certain challenges. There may be days of the week where you find yourself, if you get paid from week to week and you find yourself running out of money on a certain day of the week, maybe you have specific mantras or affirmations regarding money and abundance, and just staying in a mind space to remind you on those days so that you operate differently. Maybe there are certain days where you have to uh, encounter people that are more taxing, more draining to you. So maybe on those days you hold certain affirmations. The daily schedule here, though, in talking about breaking it down and being very specific as possible, this also includes your personal activities. This includes making sure that you have, for people face to face, and I say this from the industry that I was in and the team members, agents that I had, blocking out time for the actual activity was there, but we so forgot to block out travel time. And when you're in a big city like Chicago, you need to, account for that as well, because otherwise your entire schedule will be messed up. If you are online and you have online appointments, hopefully you have your calendar and you buffer out 15 minutes between appointments if you take multiple appointments in a day at least, so that you have time for if that person was running late and they can still get their full time in, or if you need to run to the restroom or get bored or grab something, all of those things. Anything can happen, and leaving yourself that buffer, but then making sure that you write those type of things into, do we want to block out a certain time of the day for meditation and for just breaking away? If you realize that there's a certain time of the day where you start to get a little lethargic and you're running low, and maybe you want to block those times out so that you are not working on your critical thinking activities during that time, that you get those kind of things done earlier than that. But this is where you get to be flexible. It's if you have the blocks, especially during the week now, taking this and making sure you block these up and mark that out, but you can get more specific about the activities within that block on this calendar. Over here, people to follow up with, that goes off of the list from the coffees, the consultants, the prospects. How are you following up? Do you need to call somebody back, email them back, text them back? Are you going to see them? So this is the place to do that. This is all people focus to keep the activities going that then generate the connection time to convert it to cash. Revenue activity. Is there specific things that you're supposed to be doing this day? If you have a membership going, a membership should be on here every single day. If you have a launch running, if you have a challenge running, if you're running a webinar, noting those things. And then what's the monetary goal? We're not setting monetary goals. We're saying, oh, I have all these things going, and I want to make $5,000 a month. Break that stuff down. You can't focus on what you don't know. What you know and focus on is what grows. So not knowing, well, that result. And then the result, this is on a daily basis. Is this way too much? Maybe for a lot of you. But maybe if you just think about that, if before you close your day out, if you end your day at 5 o'clock, when I worked most of my jobs, retail, hotel, restaurant, when we closed our shift out, knowing how much revenue we brought in. We knew how many sales we had. We knew what chargebacks we had, and we kept track of those things. So treat this business of yours, if that's it, or even if it's the side hustle that you're building up, because this is the way to start tracking and saying, hey, I am making this money. How do you look at a week then and say, wow, it looks like Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are generating me more money. Let's look at the behaviors for that. Why is that the case? Maybe for some of you, it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Why is that? And so then, do we put the same amount of effort in behind that revenue source for the other days of the week? Is it possible to increase it on those days? Possibly. But is it also possible to focus on one of the other sources on those days? Is it possible to make those the days that you have downtime and schedule your doctor's appointments and the kids' activities and things? So you don't know unless you can see it in order to track it. And just like, as I wrap this up, as we look at the activities and the things that we say, well, nope, this didn't work. In order to repeat the things that worked, you needed to have written them down to track them as well. So if you didn't write those things down, if you're not writing down in the days what activities, what products you're selling, what kind of follow-up did you do? You might realize, oh, this was a day that I made 10 outreach calls. Maybe this is the day that I scheduled coffees and I actually was able to close some things right then and there, or had discovery calls. So knowing what you did that actually worked to repeat the process and knowing what you did or didn't do that didn't work so that you can tweak the process. So, with that, I also say I love all the things. I am definitely the planner girl. So I like the special pens. I use friction erasable pens, and I have colored pens and markers and pencils and all of the things. I like the paper clips and the stickers and the all of that. So what I've done is I actually have an Amazon storefront that focuses on planners and journals and pins and all of those things. So here's a link to that, aw.icu/Amazon, so that you can see if there are any other things that you can use to enhance your experience with your planner. Maybe it is color coordination. Maybe it is more dividers or stickers or tabs. Maybe it is a smooth writing pen. Maybe it's a pen that's more elevated to use just for this planning because it gives you that feeling of wealth. Whatever it is, enhancing the experience makes it more likely for you to continue to do it. And I know everyone can't do it by themselves. A planner, digital or paper, is not going to give you all the responses that you need, and it's not going to respond back to you when you have questions, but I can. So if you need to schedule a planning session to talk about how you can best optimize the planner to meet your needs, or if you need to take more time out and strategize about what are these actual revenue models. I've worked this 90 days or these 30 days and it just isn't working. So let's sit down and review that and reevaluate and see whether the revenue sources that you establish, we can tweak and change those to better fit your passion to earn you more profit. So hopefully you have enjoyed the walkthrough for this. It is very intensive, and believe me, if this is what I do in 55 minutes, then just imagine what it looks like to sit down with me and go through the case scenario that's customized for you. Take pride in your planner. Again, some of you have this planner digital and you're going to put good notes on it, or you're going to do something else you can write on it. You may have a PDF writing tool now. Some of you want to print it out because you want to print it out in the way that you want it to make it a book, or without these pages on the end on it. You may want it in disc format so that you can add these pages to an already going disc planner that you may have budget, or you may have exercise or recipes in as well. And then there are people that are going to have a physical copy of it the way that it came designed for the straight 90 days. Either way, this planner is designed to take your passion and turn it into profit, which means, of course, you have to be revenue generating. And we want to make sure that you understand the revenue goal that you want, that you're breaking it up into revenue generating sources, and you know exactly what percentage of each you need in order to hit your goal, that you are tracking it on a weekly basis and the activity that goes along with it, while not forgetting your personal development and those things that support you and your well-being in order to make you the best business owner that you can be, to leave the legacy behind, or to be able to burn it all up at age 82. The choice should be yours. And then we break that down even farther into the daily activities, acknowledging those affirmations in the morning and reviewing your day at the end of the night with all of the things in between, the to-dos, the daily and hourly scheduling, people that you need to contact, and of course, tracking that revenue. Once again, this is Dr. Stacy Moore presenting you with Passion to Profit Planner. I'm better known as the operator, and hopefully in this I have connected you to resources, and of course myself is one of the relationships, and I've got more people that I can connect you to too, so that you can generate more revenue just from having this manual. First, we've got to know how much, then we've got to track it, and then we focus on growing it so that we can get to a position and relax just a little bit. Operator out.